Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you type? Can you type on the chart if everyone can hear me, please? Okay, Human said it's good to me. Okay, hello, it's good. Okay, just bear with me for a sec, guys, just to set up my camera here so you can see me as well, because I assume that now you cannot see me. Sorry for that, bear with me for a sec, okay? Okay, so we are good to go. Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here with you guys today as I will show you not only how to navigate through your premium analytics portal, but also how to use it to validate your trading decisions, okay? Because that's important. It's not only to know something, if we know how to use it effectively, that's the ultimate recipe for success, okay? People with live accounts and demo accounts as well have access to the premium analytics with the full version available to the live accounts, all right? Hello, Tina, thanks for joining as well. Now, after we're going to go to our MT5 or MT4 MetaTrader platform, whichever you use, okay? I always use MT5, so all the demonstrations will be on MT5, and we're going to see how to use as well the Supreme Edition for an easier way of trading. Now, before I proceed, guys, if you don't mind, you can tell me a little bit about your trading. What are you trading currently? If you're trading Forex or something else, can you type, please, so I know what type of trader you are? If you want to say Forex or a particular pair, and let's say daily charts or 15-minute charts, something, whatever. I just want to know what's your preferences. Okay, Josias, only Forex, okay? Mostly Forex on 4-hour charts, Tina. That's awesome. All right. Okay. Okay, mostly indexes for me or so on hourly charts. That's nice. Okay, so before we proceed, guys, I would like to let you know that this webinar is for information purpose and educational purposes only. Okay, not for any personal advice, and all the examples I'm about to show you on the charts are based on the current market conditions, okay? Just bear with me for a sec. Okay. Guys, just to test something, please, to make sure we are on the same page. Can you see this circle I draw on the chart? Can you please just confirm if that's okay with you guys? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, now here at Admirals, we offer a variety of tradable instruments, as you know very well, for trading and also investing. We've been around for 2 decades and we are very established. We have multiple licenses, the SISEC and FCA from United Kingdom, the EFSA and the ASIC for Australian securities. Okay, we always make sure our spread to keep them as minimal as possible for your benefits, absolutely. On our investing and trading account, you can access them through the MetaTrader platforms, the 5 or 4, whatever. And of course, you can download directly the Admirals mobile application from your App Store or Google Play. Now, I will drop you a link here on the chart a bit later so you can follow us on YouTube channel, on social media, on Telegram, so you can keep up with all the updated guides and also to get alerts about webinars and many information which we post often. Okay. Now, as for myself, if you were last Monday on the webinar, you would see me. Allow me just briefly introduce myself. My name is Theo. It's a shortcut for Theodorou, and I've been an active trader and investor for the last 10 years so far. I have an investing approach on a long term, and I'm focusing on some specific stocks. But my trading approach, after many years being a day trader, now I'm a swing trader. My focus is more on daily and weekly charts, and the reason of the transition between a day trader to the long-term approach, it's simply because of some more tasks on my daily basis. So I had to switch it to a bit long-term. Okay, but I can host webinars later for you guys. If you are a short-term trader, absolutely, we can definitely go through. Okay, now as for today's topics, we will talk about trading. Obviously, I will show you how do I start, and I do my overview on the daily basis, how I use the premium analytics to validate my trading signals, so you can do the same. And how do I combine the market sentiments with trading analysis, and of course how to use Admirals Supreme Edition for easy trading executions. I'm going to show you live on the charts. Okay, now let's go. Let's go to let me bring up the website for you guys. Okay, so can everyone see admiralsmarket.com here? All right. Okay, perfect. Now, How do I start my day, guys? First, I go to admiralmarkets.com. I click to analytics, premium analytics. Okay, log into premium analytics. You use your credentials here. You press login, and there you are in the portal. Okay, you will see on the left-hand side the instruments. You can search for any instruments. Currently, I have few on my watch list here. You can add as many as you want. All right. Now, if you're trading commodities, indexes, stocks, you can use them here. Okay. Now, how do I start my day? First, I like to know what's going on the day. What happened the previous day, pretty much, and what's on the watch list for today. We can click on morning briefing. I expand the arrow here, click on morning briefing, just scroll a little bit down to make the page adjust to your preferences. So what do we see here? Here we see the numeric part of the morning briefing, like on the stocks, on the bonds, we see the changes, in the market. Okay, this is update quite often on the go. So I don't pay that much of attention here, guys, to be honest, because the numbers can be seen also on the charts based on the instrument that we are trading. Okay, but it's good to know what's the most tradable instrument for the day. Now here we have the market. We have the market wrap. All right, on the market wrap, we can see. Let me just clean it here. Okay, on the market wrap, we can see a brief summary of what's happening in the market and why to put some effort and read what's on the content here, simply because it can give us some very important information, so it can help us to double check our trading decisions. I'm going to give you few examples on the way, so it can just put the puzzles together. First, it's good to mention how all this information, they appear in front of the screen. If you see here, it says powered by Dow Jones Research. Okay, this is a subscription. This is a subscription which we receive all the data from these guys here. They also sell their information to big hedge funds. So pretty much it's very, very, very fast information. We are lucky to have these guys giving us this information, okay? And we pay for this content, and guys, we are giving it out for you for free, okay? Just by being an Admirals, you have an account with Admirals, you have access to that, all right? If you just go through a little bit and you understand just the idea behind, you're gonna see the value it adds to you. Okay, I'm gonna explain you how to go through, and I'm sure it's gonna make a good understanding from your side. So if we take, for example, this area here, it says that yesterday they have the elections for the presidential election in France, and for the second time in a row, the same president has been elected. So of course, we expect it today, tomorrow, in the next few weeks or few days to see a bit of impact in the euro currency. All right, because as we know, France is related to the euro currency. So whatever, if they're going to structure something within their government or their parliaments, we're going to see an impact in the euro. Okay, now we know that we've been reading a lot that lately In China, there is a big thing with the COVID spread. They are deciding about more lockdowns, strict lockdowns. So this is going to affect a lot the energy sector. Okay, how do I know this? Because every day I'm reading, I just put 5 to 10 minutes effort, and I'm reading the information from Premium Analytics. So I'm very well aware in just 10 minutes of what's happening and what's it's about to happen maybe in the markets. Okay, and I place my trading decisions also by combining my technical analysis with this information here. Now, I'm not going to go through and read line by line. I'm just bringing your awareness around the content so you can use it and utilize it for your best interest. Now, it says here about US market, what's going on in the USA now. We know that this week it's also, they are reporting their earnings, major companies. Last week we had, for example, we saw that big surprise on Netflix. For some people, it wasn't even a surprise because they were keep up reading from here, so they could kind of anticipate a reaction, let's say. Now we know that this week we're going to have the quarterly reports from Apple, from Facebook or Meta platforms, from Google Alphabet, from Amazon.com, and Microsoft, okay, and many, many others. Now, what's the important around here? If you are trading around these stocks, okay, and if you are especially an intraday trader, you're going to be a bit cautious when it comes to these events, because often we experience good amount of volatility. If you are trading and you are using very, very tight stop losses, or if you are not using any stop loss at all, just make sure when you are trading around these major events, you always use your stop loss, okay? Because it's going to protect your valuable accounts. Now, a good example which sometimes, guys, when we are trading, okay, there are news events that we know in advance that they're going to come out. But on the other hand, there are what we call the unexpected events. What I mean by that? Now, it's been a while that we heard around that Elon Musk wants to express his willingness to buy or come on a deal with Twitter, the social media. Now, we saw that the pre-market trading today opened with, it says here, 2.6%, okay, in advance. If you are a trader that you make your analysis, I'm taking an example, you make your analysis on the chart and you decided that today on Monday, it's a good opportunity for you based on your trading plan to go and sell, go short on on Twitter. By knowing that maybe this week they're going to come to a deal, these two parties, maybe that will give you a warning that the anticipation of the market, it's bullish. Why should I go and sell it on an intraday basis by knowing in advance this information, right? You don't need to run in 10 different websites to read left and right. You just come here and you have all the information you need for that on that time, okay? So this is also a caution. It takes your attention, and you combine your analysis, your methodology, and you're trying to make as best decision as possible for your trading. Okay, now what's in with the Forex now? It's been a little bit more attention on the euro based on what we read here, and a little bit on the sterling, but the European Central Bank, they are talking about interest rates increase. The Fed on the other side, they are also talking about interest rate increase. Now, where this market is going to go, it's on a downtrend now. If you see the Euro USD chart, it's moving down. Now, after these interest rate decisions, where it's going to go? Is Euro it's going to gain, or is it going to still falling down? Fed is pushing a bit more to be more aggressive on their interest decisions. Okay, on interest rate decision, but on the other hand, European Central Bank maybe is not going to go that high as the Fed. So, are we going to see the same scenario, or Euro is keep falling down or not? It's a bit of difficult to make that conclusion. So, and a good example at this point is, if you see the chart, or when I show you how to see the technical side of the premium analytics, you will see that technically we are sitting on a support. So Euro USD, it's on a support zone. Since more than 1.5 years ago, it's been that currency pair to retest that area. So if you are a trader that is trading reversals, so from support to the upside, by knowing that maybe Fed rising interest rate more aggressively than the European Central Bank, it can give you a warning that maybe we're going to see a breakthrough, right? Guys, this is our, I try to make them as simple as possible, so you can get the juice of that as fast as possible. We don't want to spend too much time here. However, today's webinar, it's exclusively to spend the time here and show you a good methodology and a good way of thinking, so you can adapt it to your trading approach. Okay, as we said before, with the re-election of Macron's, we're going to see a bit of reaction in the European economy. Okay, you keep scrolling down, you see here the bonds. You can read here on the commodities. Now, if we will see that China, it's going to take these strict lockdowns, and they say here that a lockdown in Shanghai, a city of 25 million people, we're going to see a big impact on oil prices. Okay, so if you are trading again oil, this is going to give you a good understanding, a good indication. Of course, you want to read a little bit more so you can make your own judgment. And let's be honest, guys, if you are a Forex trader, you're going to focus mostly on the Forex part, but it's good to know what's happening just around, because as I said, usually it takes, more than 5 to 10 minutes just to go through. Okay. However, today, because it's Monday, we had the weekend, we had that re-election as well. So it's a bit of more information, more news headlines and so forth, just for today. Now, scrolling down, we can see some headlines here, and you can go to read just a small paragraph of the summary of what's the major financial and political news, of course, for the today's and which they are relevant. Of course, because we have the earning quarters, you're going to see a lot of headlines with their revenues posted and so forth. Okay, and scroll down, we come to a conclusion. The global events, you can just read a little bit of the global events to be aware of what's happening around the globe. And pretty much that's it, guys. You read this, you have a good understanding of what's happening, and pretty much that's it. Okay, if you are trading, for example, Euro GBP, you can come here, Euro GBP news, and you can just click, opens the window here. You just read a few lines about what's relevant with this news. And you can do it for any currency pair you want or any instrument. You can just search it here, we said before. Now, on this side here, on this side here, you can see the economic calendar. Okay, let's just clean there. You can see the economic calendar, and as we went through last Monday, because we were talking about stocks, we use the corporate calendar. Okay, when we talk about currencies, we use the economic calendar. Now, if you see here, guys, I have it on just for today, Monday the 25th. Okay, now the time it's 19:24 on the local time, and there are not any news events until the midnight today. Still, we are on Euro GBP. Okay, if I flip it to the next day, which is the 26th, Tuesday the 26th, we see that we have few of high impact newses. And how do we know that there are high impact newses? Because as we said last time, the color of the frame here indicates the impact of the news event. I'm going to just use this one here just to expand the window so I can have a weekly overview. Now, to be honest, I always have it on the weekly overview because usually, if I take as an example, the non-farm payrolls, they are taking place on the first Friday, usually of every calendar month. So on Monday, I just want to have my head ready that, okay, you know, on this day, we're going to have the non-farm payroll. So if I'm holding positions overnight and all this stuff, just to make sure I manage my risk, maybe I take some profit out of the table, or I just work around my management strategy. All right. Now, we are still on the Euro GBP. We see here Monday, we see here Tuesday. So if you are trading Euro Pound, you know that tomorrow there is a public sector finances. You can scroll a little bit down. We see the previous 13.1 billion. The forecast, it's 14.8 billion. Now, of course, the actual, it's going to determine the direction of the market. If it's going to be a major, a high impact news event, which can potentially change the direction of the trend, or if we are in a range bound or just in a crappy sideways mode, then there are news events, guys, they can completely create a new trend in the market. Okay, that's why we have to be aware of the news events around. Now, the purpose here, it's not to analyze the news event, it's for you to understand that if I'm approaching a news event, which it can have can create a bit of volatility in the market I'm trading, I have to make sure I use stop loss, okay, because Forex is super volatile around major news event, high impact news event. And if I don't have stop loss, it's a good time to just start using stop losses. Or if you are trading time frames that they allowed you to take some profit out of the table, and if that's in your strategy, of course, you can use the news events just to protect some profits and just to bank some profits. Okay, you can scroll down a little bit and you can read what's included into this decision. And of course, what assets does this event affect? Now, how do I use this is very important, because by being aware of this one here, maybe you find yourself, especially at the beginning, to have positions, to have 2 or more positions, but some of them, they are actually on the same relation pairs, currency pairs. So it gives you a good indication that, hey, I'm holding Euro Pound. I was about to get into a Pound JPY, but I know that I'm going to double my risk if I use this because they are highly correlated. We can see it here. That's the correlation, in other words. So better to be a little bit protective, and either I split my my risk on the trade, or I just stick to one pair. Okay, you can scroll a little bit down and you can see here the latest news on Euro Pound. If it's something you want to see here, it's been updated quite often. If you see 1 hour ago, we have this one here, 1 hour ago, this one, and so on and so on. 2 hours ago, this. Now, here we can see the history of public sector finances. You can see the forecast and the actual. Sometimes they are going quite well. Sometimes, like this one here, the forecast and the actual were the same side, and they create this impact on the chart. The previous time they created this impact on the chart, or here, for example, we had that deviation. You can see it from the dots here. Okay, and here it's the latest sentiment on this particular chart, Euro GBP. We can see that it's kind of bearish here, and now it's turning a little bit higher and going to bullishness, and just that's why we call it, that's the sentiment, because it shows us right now where we are at. Now, these two windows here, guys, they were related to the fundamental side of the premium analytics. Now we're going to see this window here and this window here. They are more on the technical side. Okay. Now, this one here, it shows us the market sentiment. I would like to go on the Euro USD just to change the symbols, just to see different things. I don't want you to think that we stick with one pair. No, you can make your research with any pair you want. Okay. Now, pretty much here, I like to keep it really simple and just focus my attention on these things here. I have 90% bearishness, 10% bullishness. What does this tells me? Especially if I'm a short-term trader, it tells me, hey, Theo, just stay bearish, okay? You don't need to go and catch that falling knife. Now, by saying that, I don't mean I see this 90% bearishness, 10% bullishness, and I will straightforward open my Admirals MT5 platform and I press blindly the sell button. No, that's not what I mean here. I mean that I have a good understanding where the money flows in the market. If the majority of the money are flowing to the downside, or if everyone or most of the traders are selling this pair, maybe I can use some trending tools like EMAs or BBs, Bollinger Bands, or whatever are your trending tools, or some lower time frame EMAs crossings, stochastics, RSI name, hundreds of these indicators. Okay, and you can just have your entry point and you enter the market. All right. By doing this analysis here, again, I repeat, we don't mean you just go blindly and execute on any buy or selling buttons. So what do you see here? Some market alerts. The recent one, you can see that we had an alert a day ago on the Euro USD, of course, and we had 8 days. For 8 days, we had 8 days here, and we had the 40% bullishness. Okay, this is pretty much a fear index. We keep it somewhere between 420 to 80. You can change it and play around as much as you want. To be honest, guys, I pay more attention to this information here because, again, I want to keep it simple, and this is not taking the majority of my time when I'm trading. Absolutely not. It's critical to just have a brief understanding, but it doesn't mean you have to stare here and trying to understand each number and everything. No, you just see this market, it's bearish, I go to my next task, or I go to my charts and I just do my way, my methodology. Okay, that's on a daily, and you can flip it on the intraday. And that's the thing now. You have on the daily for the higher time frames, and you have on the intraday, the sentiment it's changing. And we have 59% on the bullishness and 41% on the bearishness. If you recall, I said before, I was on the daily chart, and it was my misunderstanding. I didn't flip it to the intraday. And I said, if you are on the intraday, you don't consider to go and sell. Now I take it back because we were on the daily. So we go on the intraday and we see that there is too much of bullishness. How can we express that? If we're going to go to the chart, which we're going to go in a while, we will see that we are sitting on a strong support zone. So many school of traders, they are using the support zone to either exit from their sales, which it means they buy their way out, or they are buying directly from that support, which they add weight on the buying pressure. Okay, now we cannot fall in a trap and think that an intraday bullishness always change the trend, the direction in the market. No. Trend to be changed, and a strong trend and a strong direction to be changed, it needs a period of transition. Okay, so many times, of course, the trend reversals, everything starts from an intraday new trend. Okay, but we don't know if this is going to change all the bias in the market. All right, just be a bit careful on that. Now, we go to the technical insight. This is especially for new trader. This is a very nice feature, which I personally love it. Okay, now still, if you see here, Euro USD, we are on a summary between less than 2 weeks, so anywhere between 1 day to 2 weeks period. Okay, then we have the short term. Then we have the intermediate term, which you can see it's heavily bearish, and we have the long-term term, which is mostly on the investing, this one. Okay, excuse me. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, I went back to summary. You scroll down a little bit, guys, and what do we see here? The system give us a support and resistance. I click here, support and resistance. And what's happening, I have here the information. It says resistance found at 1.17806, which is this area here where I show you, and we have support found at 1.07580. If you can zoom in a little bit and you can drag it, you can clearly see, and I will show you that one. You can clearly see that this number here, it's a big support area. I'm going to host another webinar later on for support and resistance, and I will explain why I talk about resistance and support as an area, sometimes on just specific price on the chart, but mostly I see them as an areas. Okay. Is it possible to change this graph? Yeah, definitely. Do you mean the color? Do you mean the color? But candlesticks. Okay, that's a good question. I thought you were talking about the line I drew here. Now, this one here, for now, we have them just as you see it. Okay. When we go to the chart, of course, I'm going to flip it to candles. The purpose of here, guys, it's not to read the price action from this chart. Okay. The purpose here, it's clearly to see the information of the concept of support and resistance here. Okay, if you see here, we have two events. I'm going to just pass it by a little bit fast because I don't want you to get confused if you are using candlesticks. Okay, and please don't try to read it. It's not important to read each one and every single candle. So what you have to be aware of is that we have a support at 1.07580, which is pretty much the area we are currently at. That's why we have that bullishness on that intraday sentiment we saw before. Now, the resistance, it's a bit far away, so I'm not going to talk about the resistance. So the first thing we keep from this is the information of the support found. The second thing is the stop price. What does this information tell us? We have with this color a number, which is the number it shows here. It's the number it shows there. Currently stop price 1.06434. If you are buying this area, if you are buying this support, there is an indication of this stop loss you can use in the market. Okay, so why you use this stop loss? Because you can give your trade some room to breathe. Okay, if any volatility comes, this stop loss account as a valid stop area. If the price drop below and close below this 1.06434, most likely you have to just shift your biases from bullish to bearish. Okay, so that's the best information you can take from these guys. Now, if you are a short-term trader, which very few traders are like this, you hold trades anywhere between 2 weeks or 6 weeks, you can flip here and you have your information, pretty much the same information, because that's what we see here, with a different, I think the resistance is a bit higher, the resistance level. Okay, so but again, it's telling you if you are buying this support zone, again, it's the same stop loss area. You can use it. By all means, you can use any stop loss area you want. It's just a recommendation here based on the current market condition, and also there's a disclaimer about this information. Now, let's go to the chart for a while, just a little bit, and I will show you guys something on the charts. Let me just share the screen here. Just type to see if you found this information valuable, if that makes sense to you guys. Just let me know. Now we finish from this premium analytic portals. What? Just give me a feedback, please. I will appreciate it. Do you understand that? Do you find that it's going to help you using it from today onwards in your trading? How do you see it? Yep. Okay. That's very good. Appreciate your feedback. Now, just to make sure, can everyone see this number A here? Just to make sure we are on the same screen. I am on that screen. I just want to make sure you are also on that screen. Okay, thank you. All right, what do we have here, guys? I always use Admirals Supreme Edition. You can find a download it on your website, on your Admirals portal. Okay, and there are a few main reasons I use it, because first of all, I like to have my trading life as easy as possible. That's why I use it. How to insert it? If you, after you download it, of course, you go to Insert, you go to Experts, Admirals Connect, and it's going to come up. Make sure your algo trade it's activated as here. In case you find some difficulties with operation, like I found at the beginning, you go to Tools, Options, and most likely these first two boxes will be clicked, and just make sure you unclick it, press OK, and it should work. Okay. If after this doesn't work, some of the execution process, just send us an email to the live chat or make a live chat, and they will sort it out for you. They will tell you how to sort it out. Now, because I was talking a lot about Euro USD, here is a chart of Euro USD. I'm on the daily chart. Here we are on the daily chart, and from the zoom out I cannot see any support, preview support. But if I'm going to flip to the weekly chart, what I'm going to see here, I'm going to see that it's a clearly major zone of support here. Okay, and that's the one I just drew. Now, why do I care as a trader if I'm on the support zone? Because most likely they're going to be many orders here from traders who are already short, and they're going to close trades here. So the system automatically, it opens buy positions for them to get them out of the trade. And there are trades, they use lower time frames like 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute chart to find some double bottom formations and just enter here, stop here, there they go, or to find some rejections like the pin bars, or to find some bullish engulfing reversal price action signals to get them on the upside. Okay. However you're going to trade around these areas, just make sure you use your stop losses on a place so you don't get caught by any sudden and volatile or news events. Now, let's go back to the Supreme Edition. One of the reasons I love using these guys is because it's easy to flip from chart to chart. I'm on Euro USD, I want to go to Pound New Zealand, there it is. Instead of going here and trying to type GBP New Zealand and where is and blah blah, I just bypass this. I exclusively use that one. Whatever I want to go on gold, there I'm on gold, and so on and so forth. Okay, whatever you prefer to use, I'm just showing you here that this, in my opinion, can make your life much easier when you're trading. Then it comes to the lot size. Another reason I use this, because I have to do the calculations of the lot sizes. Now, what's with the lot size? Lot size calculation, you see sometimes it doesn't work, and I have to just close it and reopen again, like I will. I'm not going to do it now. Sorry, I'm not going to. Oh, okay. Sorry, I will do it. Sometimes it just stuck when I'm on a Zoom webinar, so I prefer not to refresh my platforms. You see, now lot size calculation is here. How do we place trades? Simply, you fill up the form here, the boxes, these two boxes, or this box or this box. What's the difference between them? There are traders, they are used percentage of their equity, 1%, 2%, 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever you are using here. Okay, there are traders, they use percentage of their balance. I exclusively use a fixed cash risk. And because of my account size and so forth, I prefer to stick to a 200 euro. Every time I trade, I use 200 euros of my account. Okay, it's good to show you an example because it's easier for you to understand. Last week, I entered this trade here because it was applying my criteria. I have this massive pin bar here, which it false break this area here. And for me, it was a very valid signal. I went a bit aggressive. I had my stop loss somewhere here around the 50 EMA, sorry, the 21 EMA. And I came here, I put my 200 euro. I had the stop loss, I measured it, it was somewhere 50 points, 50 pips here. Here actually it's on 45, but I give some room. So I have it here, I had it here on the 50. I'm not anymore in this trade, okay? I'm just showing you the example. And automatically the system calculates the pip value per lot and how many lots I'm gonna use. So I don't need to go back to Admirals website to find the lot size calculator and try to fill up all these forms there. This Supreme Edition just did all the hard work for us on spot. So I click here, set lots. You can see here the lots, they've been set, the stop loss has been set, and take profit. I always have minimum 2 to 1. So in this case, it was 100 points, 100 pips. Okay, I pressed sell order. So my order was executed, had executed here. That was the entry. Around here, it was the stop. That was the entry. And I took my profits somewhere here on the support. Okay, I'm not a trader that it's going to go for breakouts because that's my style. Although I teach them, there are traders, they successfully trade breakout. And if that applies to you, by all means, you can do however your methodology tells you. Okay, so that was, it takes you about 10 to 15 seconds, really, once you just know exactly where you're going to enter, where you're going to exit. So you can just fill up the form fast. Now, once you are in a trade, open positions will show you which trades you are currently, and you can edit them, take partial profits, or close them automatically. Your account info, by the way, this is the demonstration account, and you can see it's a demo account. It's not my real account here. So we have equity on this account, 10,941. The trades they gave profit on this demo account, 940 euros. Okay, now because I'm not in any trade, so the margin in use is 0. It shows you everything you need to know about your account. And also there is another nice feature here. If you want, you can use it, especially the intraday traders, which they have to execute fast. It's a helpful tool for them. This one, the left, the right side lines. So if I move my mouse around these two bars, these two columns, the one column here, it shows me the buying positions. If I'm buying above the current price, I'm on buy stop. If I'm buying below the current price, if I want to buy below the current price, you can see here it's buy limit. Yeah, buy stop here because I'm buying above the current price, and buy limit if I'm buying below the current price. Now, on the opposite, on the contrary, if I want to sell below the current price, it's sell stop. If I want to sell when the price comes higher than its current leads, it's sell limit. Okay, and I just click it, and the place is going to take, the order is going to take place. However, I have to fill up the form here. Okay. Now, so that's all for me now, guys. I would appreciate if you have any questions in regards to the Supreme Edition or the Premium Analytics. I'm happy to answer anything you have. If you need to watch this webinar again, it's recorded and we're going to post it on the social media. Just type if you have any questions, please. And in the meantime, I will send you here the link for Admiral Global's website. Just bear with me for a sec. Okay, here it's our YouTube channel. Okay. Guys, here I'm sending you the YouTube okay. Why doesn't it come? Okay, I'm going to sort this out. Okay, I will make sure you can find the YouTube channel so you can follow us on YouTube. Okay, so no one has any questions. Guys, I hope that this webinar adds some value to you. I wish you good luck with your trading and look forward to see you on the next webinar. Okay, have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Yeah, definitely. You can watch this webinar again. Okay, I will leave you guys for now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.